the Nigerian police have acknowledged that worshippers were abducted during coordinated attacks on churches in Sobowale, Kaduna State, reversing an earlier denial that had dismissed the reports as false. In a statement issued on Tuesday, police spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyi said the force now accepts that the attack occurred and that several people were taken following further verification by operational units and intelligence sources. Rise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the entire confusing saga and the need for transparency in management of information about insecurity. It's good to have you with us, Mr. Sobowale.
Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure being here, Shira.
So, what will it take to just have a straightforward confirmation of something happening, which has been confirmed by the main sources, of this scenario?
That's, how do I put it? Breakdown in communication,
right,
or lack of communication, or ignorance about what is now happening. That's the simple answer to your question. But then you look at it, I like the word confusion used in describing what has happened. It is a confusing situation, but this is something that involves lives. And the bosses in charge are saying that what they told them initially was fake news until they found out. I won't call it irresponsibility. I will call it incompetence. But it's so pervasive in terms of insecurity now that one is just hoping for situations to improve. But this is Kaduna State. I just read somewhere before I came here that the same Kaduna State, the Director of Public Prosecutions has written the governor, the same governor, to release some 74 bandits. And this is the ADC pointing that out, that society will not be safe if they release such bandits. But like I always tell my friend here, insecurity is almost geographic. That's Kaduna. It's the same Kaduna that the police commissioner has not admitted that something has happened, but he went on to admit it. The local government chairman too did not, and these 70-something people, they are in the hands of kidnappers. The same Kaduna that they are about to release bandits. Niger State the other time, they took people into the bush and they released them. What I'm trying to say is that overall, government is fighting insecurity. It has failed in some sectors, it has not failed in other sectors. Otherwise, we will not be here. You get what I'm trying to say? And let me give you a good example. Niger Delta. There was a news conference for correspondence, oil correspondence, addressed by General Emmanuel Emeka, that says that there has been no vandalization of pipelines from January to December 25. And that is because they are doing their work. And that here we have illegal refineries is because they are seizing old refineries abandoned and building them, not new ones. So they have secured the area. And in the process, they have been able to make sure that we raise our oil revenue from 1.4 or 5 million per barrel per day to about 2.2. It's part of Nigeria now. They have secured that area. But the north pockets, I won't say pockets, the north largely is under massive insecurity. So let's leave it at that for now.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, thank you for the other elements of this that you presented with the terrorists that are looking to be freed, and the likes. I think we've had this discussion. It's certainly like last week. Yes,
we are going to have it.
I want to have it now.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Sobowale, now that we're seeing, thank you, exactly. Now that we're seeing efforts that are geographical efforts that might be frustrating the insecurity of the country at large, is it time for an intervention from this federal government in cases like this?
See, I will answer you with a foreign example.
Okay.
In the U.S., I think Minnesota also, protesters entered a church while the service was going on. That is in the state, the states they call sanctuary states. Where they believe they should allow people to come in freely and vote, even if they don't have identity cards. And Trump does not agree with that. Trump is federal. So we have law and order breaks down in such states. He will say if you cannot protect your people, you get me, the federal government can intervene because there is an act that makes for that. That answers your question. You see what I'm trying to say?
I do.
If you see if the state does not call on the federal government to intervene, it will be like federal is usurping the powers of the state. But in the case of Kaduna State now, I would say government should do something. In the case of Niger State, maybe government should do something. But if you look at that, the whole of the north will be almost occupied by federal forces. And you know the Northerners will never take that. They will never take that.
You've also mentioned that if that's whatever it takes to quell this insecurity, to make...
Government can do it.
Then if that's the case, why not?
Even the example I mentioned, they've taken government to court.
I'm aware that's in a different case, even though it's quite similar but different context altogether.
Yes, but we follow the same concept of the rule of law.
And we can also follow the same concept of what we saw in Rivers State. We saw what happened with how swift the president moved in that case.
If that,
right?
Okay, maybe to satisfy you, somewhat cynically, I would say, maybe because that's the area that lays the golden egg, the oil that we all live on. You get it? But you can commend government even on that. Because if that collapses, maybe everybody should just go home. But that is commendable. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have separation of powers. Then you have division of powers between federal, state, and local government. And no government, even if they are putting the gun to him in his state house, will admit that he has lost authority and that the government should take a part. That's political. You see, you must separate the political from the security aspect of this.
Very good. Now, if I may comment, Mr. Sobowale, it's been said so many times that the first 48 hours of any crime, especially when it comes to large-scale kidnappings like this, is the most crucial of any investigation. I remember, if we should go back a little, even with the Chibok girls, there were denials everywhere, even at the highest level of governance by the political parties and the ruling parties then. So my question is, if you don't act upon information being given on time, how is this also impacting on the rescue efforts? Every minute counts. While this, the impact of having a single minute of delay over this issue.
Let me answer you by giving another analogy. You see, there's something called misinformation, which is driven by technology. So that was what these people in Niger State, the local government, the state police commissioner, that was what they relied on. They thought it was misinformation. It's credible. That is why when governments want to clamp down in areas like when the government wants to clamp on misinformation, they put off the internet in that area. That was your enemy, Museveni, did in Uganda. What they did in Uganda, after the election, they returned it. Even in Iran now, it's government that put it off. But technology, again, can help where you have disasters. Internet helps some, Elon Musk helps some people somewhere. Maybe he restored internet connection. That is extraterritorial. But when people want to misuse power, they cut it off.
But if you
and then misinformation makes information doubtful at times.
True.
And not credible. So you can't totally...
Can we touch on unintended consequences?
Unintended...
Because if unintended consequences, I want to put myself in the shoes of the residents. I'm telling you something happened, you're telling me, oh, it didn't happen. What does this cause in terms of maybe distrust between the security operatives and Nigeria?
That's the delay.
Until Shekau posted a video of all that mass kidnappings, did people actually started believing that you could actually take about 300 students from a school just like that and started mocking the government, if you remember
that is when credibility becomes a nuisance, as it were. To take action will be difficult. That is what accounted for the delay you are talking about. And delay is importantly dangerous in that by the time you get there, the deed is done. You may not even find evidence.
The evidence is...
because the commissioner was asking people to show evidence. They can post evidence, it may not, and it could be fake. You see, misinformation, culprits thrive on misinformation, the misleading of legal authorities. And they have equipment to do that. We should have superior equipment to that. That's an antidote to it. Have equipment and intelligence to cross-check information almost spontaneously or immediately. That is the antidote to it. We have to move with the times in terms of intelligence, in terms of equipment, in terms of the need, you get me, to listen to first-hand information.
Indeed. And
try to prove it either as factual or fake. It is important. Yes.
Oh, Mr. Sobowale, that's a great point. Of course, we're done, but I often remember you often talk about the will is often lacking when it comes to addressing this terrorism matter that we're...
I keep on telling you, it's on the battlefield, those who are holding the gun. Yeah. But this one is expertise, competence. I would say it's lacking, but it's questionable.
Questionable is right. Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time and insight as always, Mr. Dayo Sobowale. Many thanks for joining us. Thank you.